DT Lockdown Robotic Arm lesson number 4. Previously on lesson number 3, you had to 1. Make the hand support. Okay. 2. You had to string up the thumb in the right way, and 3. Make the loops to go on the fingers. Okay. So a couple of notes on that. The hand support, all right, needs to support your hand so that your hand can go all the way through, but not quite all the way through. So just your fingers there. All right. So that has to go through. And it's all about so that you can move your robotic arm all around whilst gripping it at the same time. The second part was stringing up the thumb, so they went round the back and onto here, and a cardboard piece that would be placed there, so your thumb doesn't go through the hand support and can work independently. All right, and then lastly, you had to make loops, and importantly, I would just say make sure that your finger is nice and stretched out just before you do, and then wrap it around there so that you can kind of just make sure that's a stretched position whilst your finger's straight, and then think about how far you want it to go all the way down. You're not going to get any further than that. All right, so make sure that that is exactly how you want it to be, and then tie that off there. All right, so that's perfect alignment and tension. All right, so you also had the rubric on your assignment last week, or you should have done, and that is essentially split up into 5 areas that you're going to be tested on. 1, accuracy. Was your hand cut out nicely according to a large hand? All right. Secondly, was the straw placement done really well, so that all the straws are nicely and accurately in the right place? Thirdly, are all the fingers functioning nicely? Here I've just got 1 functioning finger, but have you got all the fingers, including the thumb, functioning well? And then fourthly, are the materials finished off nicely, so they're all cut in straight areas where they need to be, or curved areas where they need to be, and not just cut out roughly. You may also think about how you may colour it so it doesn't just look like a box on Amazon. And lastly, material properties, so that we are looking at stiffness and elasticity in all the right areas in the hand, and we're going to look at that today. So this week we want to strengthen the hand in certain areas or appropriate areas. Now here you can see that this part just is really wobbly. That's because I've used a 2-ply cardboard, and it should be a lot thicker. So I have added some pieces of card to this whole area of the hand, and now you can see I've added 2 layers of card there, and that is not bending at all, unlike this last bit, which is really wobbly. Okay, and also I didn't just add layers. You can see hopefully from here that the line structure of the corrugated cardboard is going along the hand. That means it's strong in this way, whereas this one, this top one, it goes along this way. And we did that so that our fingers would bend nicely, but we want to add strength, so I cut it out so that the line would go along this way. So you need to add stiffness to certain areas. I'd recommend it to this part here, also the hand part here. You don't want that bending backwards and forwards, so I'd be adding that all the way up to about here. All right, on the top part of the hand there. So that is all about making your hand, or the material property, stiffness, and making your hand stiff in the right areas. The second material property is elasticity. So we want our finger here to come back really quickly, okay? And it does it relatively quickly on this hand, but I know it's still quite weak. So I want to still come back quickly and add a bit of strength. So you can see on this little finger here that I've added a second piece of cardboard there. And I've made sure all the lines go this way, so that it is still has its elasticity, but it's strengthened in the finger. All right, and you can see that when I now kind of pull that finger down like that, it springs back really quickly to its original place. Okay, can we scrap that? Can we start? Just run it again. Just pause. Stop it there. Yeah, all right. And then to show you this elasticity, I've shown you how kind of not to do it. I've done this example here, really just to show you how not to do it. I've added a second layer of cardboard here. I've gone over all the joints here and made sure the card is going this way. But when you pull it down and it goes up, it doesn't go back very quickly, and it kind of stops halfway. So don't do that. I'm just showing you just how not to do it. But what I would recommend to enable it to spring back really quickly, I have added layers of card independently to each joint, but stopped the card where the finger is supposed to bend. And this time I've made the lines of a corrugated guard go up. So they add the strength to the right way, in the right way to the finger, but the finger can still bend in the right way. And you can see it still springs back up nice and quickly, but it's a nice strong finger, much stronger than this finger, that when I've got it fully tightened, actually some of the inner parts may start to bend. All right, so that is elasticity and stiffness combined together, and you should have that across all the kind of right areas of your hand, here, and then certain areas of the finger and thumb. And once you've done that, you're ready to do your tests. What are the tests? No, sir. Tests are all scrapped during lockdown. The first test is the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 test. So you have to count down with your robotic arm. 5, 4, 3, I'd be able to do the other ones, 2, 1, if I'd done the other fingers. The second test is the can it hold up a can of drink or any kind of drink at all? Maybe it's a cup, maybe it's a can. Maybe it's so good it can hold up a large bottle of water, although it is empty. Okay, so test number 3 and the final test is how much weight can your hand hold up before it starts to bend. Okay, so I want you to take your hand, take a weight. I've taken a bag of sugar here because it's very easy to see the weights of a bag of sugar. You can either weigh it or you can use a whole one. This would be 500 gram, you might have a kilogram. Okay, and you can see mine holds that up. When you start getting heavier objects, you can start to see here, it's just starting to bend and it's not going to hold it up. All right, I'm not asking you to break your robotic arm because you'd be very pleased with it, I'm sure. But see how far it can hold before it starts to bend. Place it on the hand. And that's the third and final test. Record your findings in the Word document, which will be attached to your assignment, and let us know how you get on. We look forward to seeing them.